Okay, true crime friends, you know what time it is. It is time for lunchtime true crime. I have a sore throat. Bear with me. In the meantime, grab your fork, grab your napkin. We need to talk about these deadly dentists. These dentists out here, they need to clean up their act, but only the deadly ones. Not all of them. The good dentists, hey, good dentists. But look, first thing you have to do, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's talk about James Craig. James Craig lived out there in Idaho, Iowa, Ohio. One of them states, oh wait, Utah. Same thing. It's like one of them square states that are over there. I don't be going over there. Anyway, he lived there in Idaho. No, he lived. Oh my goodness. I am a coastal elite and I have middle of the country state confusion. That's a condition. Find a cure. Anyway, so he lived over there with his wife and 6 children. They were a nice LDS family living there in Utah. Our LDS friends are taking a beating. LDS, y'all gonna need some better PR because you got the Corey Richards of it all. You got the Lori Vallow, Chad Davis. It's a lot of murderation happening. Y'all should maybe have like a talk with your people. Please love Jesus. Also, don't kill others. Amen. I don't know how y'all do. Anyway. So this dude, first of all, he is innocent until proven guilty. Please don't sue me because he has not gone to trial yet. Today is October the 2nd, 2023. And Mr. James Craig is still sitting over there in prison in whatever state that is he's in. Let me tell you what happened. James Craig is a dentist. Okay, married to his his college sweetheart. They have 6 children. They're just doing their life. And he has a thriving dental practice. Okay, great. Then his wife gets sick and goes to the hospital. Everybody's like, oh no, is she going to be okay? And then she gets better and she goes back home. And then a few days later, she gets sick and goes to the hospital again, only she lapses into a coma and gets put on life support. And everybody was like, oh, that's terrible. Did she have high blood pressure? Did she have some other completely benign illness? What are her 6 children going to do? Meanwhile, there's a nosy office manager. How much do you love a nosy office manager? The only thing I love more than a nosy office manager is a nosy neighbor, a nosy secretary. Me and nosy people, we are of one accord. So look. The office manager comes in one night after work and she's like, let me just go in here and clean up these pens and papers and whatever else they cleaned up in the dental office. And she's like, wait, what? Who is that? James, is that you in a side office with the door closed? And he was like, oh yeah, my computer is having a problem. I'm just using this one over here. Don't mind me. Let me close this door. No, it's fine. It's fine. So he finishes up whatever he's doing on the computer. He comes out, hey, how you doing? Don't tell nobody you saw me here. Okay. And she's like, what's wrong with the computer in your office? Because she nosy, right? And she asking questions. He was like, no. My computer's on the blink. And so I just figured I would use this one over here. I do it all the time, late in the middle of the night, after hours. What are you doing here? And she's like, I left my purse and I just came to, no, what are you doing here? Look. You know, she probably having an affair. She about to tip out and get in one of them dental chairs with her boyfriend. I'm not saying that's what happened. I just made that up. But I'm saying it could happen. She did have a key. Anyway, so she was like, oh, okay, no problem. And he was like, look, I placed an order. And when it comes in a few days, don't open it. It's a personal package. You know, it's a surprise. So she was like, of course, I have office manager confidentiality, of course. And so she went on about her merry life. And so the package came in and one of the other girls opened it up because she have no confidence. She's like, I opened the mail. I'm just opening the mail. So she's like, what is this package? Potassium cyanide. Office manager. Some potassium cyanide has come and it has a skull and crossbones on it. What should we do with this? And the office manager was like, okay, give that to me, please and thank you. And so she puts on some gloves because she's not crazy. And so she like picks it up and she takes it and she's like, okay, potassium cyanide, let me commit this to memory. Great. We're going to put this in a new pack. Give me the envelope. She seals it back up, puts it on his desk. We're going to act like that never got opened. Meanwhile, she like on her phone. What does potassium cyanide do? Send. Okay. Oh, kills people. It causes low blood pressure and headaches and vomiting and nausea. I'm going to put that in the back of my mind. So a few days later, when the wife, Angela, starts having all these symptoms, she was like, Oh, a light bulb is going off over my head. And didn't my nosiness just pay off? So she calls James's business partner. I was like, hey, business partner, hey, how you doing? How you doing? Listen, I know y'all over at the hospital with James. Yeah, I'm so sorry to hear about Angie. It's terrible. You know what he got in the mail the other day? Potassium cyanide. And I looked it up and she gave the complete rundown. And I was like, tell it, girl, tell it. So she told the business partner all the details. You know, the business partner told his wife. His wife, who had a PhD in nursing, she was not just a regular nurse, she was a doctor nurse. I didn't even know you could be a doctor nurse, but this lady was a doctor nurse. So she was like, oh, and they talked about it, and they like, this Mama Luke has killed his wife, but he's nice, and everybody likes him. Oh my goodness. So James is like, they're at the hospital with James, you know, comforting their business partner. And he's like, let me go over here. I need to take a phone call. They're like, nurse, can you come here? He killed her. I don't know what y'all think you're doing, but he killed her. She's on life support. You know what he ordered to the office? And they gave the whole rundown. And they were like, but can you wait till we leave to tell anybody? Because we don't need this. We don't need that smoke. So the nurse was like, yeah, no problem. So they go, okay, James, it was good seeing you. We hope your wife don't die. Bye, see you at the funeral. So they gone off and get in the car. And then a few minutes later, they're like, do you have the parking ticket? Did you validate? You know we can't go back in there. The murderer is in there. Okay, so they having a little discussion in the car about the parking ticket and getting out and where they're going to go to Taco Casita for dinner. They're going to eat at home. Do we have cheese? I mean, we could just have oh, wait, my phone is ringing. Oh. It's James. Hello. James is like, did you tell these doctors something? And then the business partner was like, dang, I thought they would at least give us like 15 minutes drive time. And he was like, James is like, listen, I don't know what you said to them, but you have really messed up the entire situation. Translation, I was trying to kill my wife in peace. And why'd you have to get in the middle of it? And so the business partner was like, look, I am your business partner. I also like your wife, Angie. We're just trying to do the right thing here. We are likely LDS people, which means we are nice. We have good smiles. Our teeth have been whitened. We about to go out here and sing and talk about Jesus, but you over here killing people. You messing up our flow. It's home family evening. And so he was like, just don't talk to the police, okay? Because you've done enough already. And the friend was like, okay, sure. Then James, in all his ignorance, sends a very long text that was like, you don't even know what's going on. You've messed up our situation. Our 6 children are in a bad place because you went and told the doctor a half truth. That package that I ordered to the office was a ring for my wife, all over text. So the business partner texts back, dude, the package got opened. I know you told the nosy office manager not to open it, but she opened it and it was potassium chloride, cyanide. It was poison. And so James was like, okay, over text, I have a very good reason why that happened. I'm thinking of it now. It was because my wife has been been unalive. She went to child. What can I say on the YouTubes? My wife has been very upset and she no longer wanted to remain on this mortal coil and she wanted to unalive herself and she wanted to get the chemicals and I was trying to help her. But that's why I ordered. And they were like, okay, first of all, Taco Casita it is. Secondly, whatever, dude, you should hire a lawyer. So they gone and they had baked tacos, you know, like you do. And so then we get a little bit more backstory on James and Angie's relationship. Everybody, as far as they knew, this couple was happy and doing well. The first time she got sick, the cops were like, after she's in the hospital, the cops were like, please, we gonna need to see your phone, Mr. Captain Poison the Hoe. So they download his phone and you can see the text messages where he was like, oh, I hope you enjoyed your protein shake this morning. And she's like, I'm not feeling good. I'm feeling a little bit, my head. And when he's like, oh, should I come home? Did you check your blood pressure? Are you okay? And she's like, no, I think I'm going to be fine. I'm going to deal with our 5,000 kids over here, whatever, but I'm just going to lay down. And he was like, oh, that's terrible. Okay. So the wife goes and lays down and she's like, ooh, I don't know what's going on with my head. And he's like, I love you so much. And he's like, just so you know, I know this can be very triggering for you, and for the record, I did not poison you again. Again? Again? Everything about that sentence is wrong. Number one, if you have to remind your spouse, I did not poison you. Also, again, what? How are they still married? She's far more understanding than I am. My husband burned dinner and I was Googling grounds for divorce in New Jersey. Like, he poisoned you twice and you're still there? Okay. Maybe our LDS friends have better family values than me. Clearly they do. Or maybe this woman in particular had better family values. Okay, so anyway, and she's like, no, I know you didn't poison me again. Girl, you know wrong, because he did poison you again. So he's just like, everybody is looking at this the wrong way. So the cops are like, sir, we're going to come on down here. We're going to need you to explain a couple things to us. First of all, if you're so rich and live in this mansion, what's the deal with the business partner? He was like, right. I make like $1 million a year. I spend like $2 million a year, and I tricked up all my money on gambling and crypto. Okay. And they said, is there another person involved? And he said, absolutely not. There is not another woman. You know what that means. There is absolutely another woman involved. And so they hunt down the other woman. They're like, hey, other woman, listen, got a couple questions for you. What's the story with you and the orthodontist with the dead wife? With the dentist with the dead wife? And she's like, I'm orthodontist and I'm going through a divorce and I'm divorcing my husband because he's irresponsible and bad with money. And I think James and I, who are madly in love, will make a very nice partnership. Ma'am, you are terrible at picking partners. You're leaving your first husband because he's bad with money, and you've chosen a man who is bad with money and tries to unalive people. Ma'am, I'm going to recommend that you get a therapist. You're going to need actual Jesus. No, not any of our replacement deities. Betty White, she can't help you with this. Not even Beyonce. If you pray in Blue Ivy's neck, nope. You are going to need actual Jesus and a real certified therapist and possibly a teensy bit of time in the nervous hospital to help you get your mind right, because your whole situation is messed up. And so she's like, right, okay, I'm going to clear all my Google searches and I'm going to forget I know this Mama Luke, and I'm going to go on and I'm going to go have a little talk with actual Jesus because clearly I'm all messed up. I don't know if that's what she said, but in my mind, that's what she should have done. So the cops call in the business partner, and they're like, yeah, he was terrible with money. He filed bankruptcy a year ago, and I bought him out of bankruptcy to help him out, and he was on the verge of bankruptcy again. And so I was like, look, you're not tricking up all my money on potassium cyanide and crypto. And so he was getting real mad at that. So I just called y'all because I was like, he's financially irresponsible. I am not. And so now this practice is going to be called not the killer dentist practice. It's going to be the good, decent, upstanding dentist practice. And so everybody was like, right, that sounds good. So they interviewed the kids. Kids, how are things? They were like, everything was great till daddy tried to unalive mama. So they were like, okay, let's interview everybody in these people's lives. And apparently there was a situation with child welfare. So they interviewed the child welfare worker. The child welfare was like, yeah, Mr. Craig says she kept trying to unalive herself, but we never saw evidence of it. And the kids never saw evidence of it. And he's the only one who says he noticed this about her. Okay. The only one. Nobody in the house noticed a thing. And he was like, yeah. So I'm a doctor. So I just gave her CPR and revived her. I never called the hospital or anything like that. I just made sure she was okay and sent her on her merry way. Can I go home? My kids really need some dinner. You know, there's a good taco casita. It's Taco Tuesday. I can't go home. Wonder if my business partner will also take my 6 kids. This business partner needs to leave you alone. And then the cops were like, okay, maybe he will be exonerated. Let's look at his Google searches. His Google searches included the following phrases: how to kill somebody with poison. Okay. How much poison does it take to take down a full-grown woman? Okay. When his wife died, he was like, oh, no. No autopsy. We don't want this because we wouldn't want her body defiled. The way you defiled her with all that poison? Twice, sir? We're going to need you to calm down. Also, we've talked to your orthodontist girlfriend. She don't want no parts of you. Nothing. Not a thing to do with you. So you can go on off to prison. He was like, this is not working out the way I thought it would. So look, James Tolliver is still sitting over there in jail in whatever that state is where all the nice LDS people live. We're not supposed to call them Mormons. I keep forgetting. Utah. How come I can't remember that state's name? Whatever. They live over there in the middle, the middle of the country. So, he's still sitting in prison in Utah. Wonder if he could marry Corey Richards. She likes to unalive people, and she's LDS. They have similar values, murder and the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. That seemed like enough to me. Anyway, so we're going to find out what happens with our dentist friend. Well, he's not my dentist friend. He certainly could not be my dentist. We're going to find out what happens to James Craig soon. And when we have an update, I will find this video and update it. It's probably going to be a year from now. Y'all probably going to even forget this channel existed by then. But I will dig out this video and I will find it. And I will add a little update, a little addendum on the end. So we find out how much time he gets. I mean, if he's convicted of crime. But I think he did it. But you ain't heard that from me. Okay, don't forget to brush and floss before you go to bed. Have a good, safe day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.